Hey everybody, today we're going to be covering the Heavy Trooper in a more thorough explanation. Yesterday's video was more of kind of my first reaction like I've been doing for the whole Total Eclipse event. Today's is going to be more in-depth on the Heavy Trooper, how it works, and all that. So the first thing with the Heavy Trooper is you need to unlock the modules. So to do that, you're going to have to go into your radar missions and you're going to have to start running them. So run as many as you can. As you're doing it, you will see right here down at the bottom, you'll see possible loot. You have a chance to get the various different components. And as you click them, you'll see that one's just Odinium. That one's just the chest. Oh, that one's not unlocked yet. That one is just components. As you complete these, you will get different parts. So I might not be getting any parts right now because I completed mine 100%, but you'll come into this little global intelligence icon right above the signal boost, right down here. Click it, and then as you unlock these, you'll get different parts for your Heavy Trooper. The mutation investigation tasks are also in here, and I'm going to guess these have more to do with the Heavy Trooper and possible other mutation that's going on. Once you have unlocked your trooper, you will come in and you will go into your base. You'll click on him and click the little icon above it. And then you'll have different like red dots in various spots here. You click that and you click the word install to install your troop, or to install the modules onto your Heavy Trooper. Up at the top, you'll see progress. Once you hit progress of 4, you will be able to use your Heavy Trooper. And then beyond that, obviously, you'll keep being able to use it. Right beneath that progress bar, there is your Heavy Trooper skills. This kind of gives you different skills based upon how many different modules you have installed into your Heavy Trooper. So you can see there's up to 9, so there will be an additional 9 spots. And if you're curious what those are, you can hit this little globe down here. There's buttons everywhere on the screen, just to forewarn everybody. And you can kind of see this last module is how it will look once it's complete. And then kind of as you're going. So like this is kind of when you have 3 installed, things like that. So after that, you need to decide which troop type you want your, once you have it unlocked at the 4 bars or 4 dots, you need to decide which troop type you want. So all you have to do to change it is you have to click on it, and then you have 24 hours of that troop. So the Heavy Trooper will be that troop type for that long. So keep that in mind, that it's not going to allow you to just flip back and forth as you want. It's a 24-hour cooldown. So something to keep in mind. I think there are skills in here that possibly change that cooldown, but I might be wrong on that. No, I don't see any skills in here. So, and then if you see here on the very bottom of that, you'll see Heavy Troopers that are good at defense. So basically, this Heavy Trooper is designed to be a defensive trooper. You can actually look at the back of him. Not sure what the purpose of that is, but there's a little button here to look at the back of them. The next thing you're going to want to do is look at this button right here. So once you have it to the 4 stars, you're able to start leveling it up. So just like your heroes where you can get them to level 120, not sure what the max level is here yet because I don't have enough books, but you can just hit auto select and upgrade. So level 80 right now is the max. I'm sure there's going to be higher levels shortly, but so right now you can see raise the level of the basic room to unlock more levels. So basically it's saying unlock, you have to unlock something else at a higher level. So currently I don't think we're able to do that. So that is him at level 80. That's his max level. The next thing you're going to want to look at are these chips. So once you are in this chip area, you'll see there's 7 different locations that you can have a chip installed. Now, how these chips work is this middle one is considered your main chip. I don't know the exact terminology they have written for it, and they all have a random stat for your main chip, and then these ones have a chip set stats. So how this works is whatever your main one is, down below, you'll see which chip sets you have activated with it, and it's based upon the picture and the name. So depending on which one you guys find easier to acknowledge or realize, you can use that. So this one's called Zeiston, so you'll see I have 4 of the other Zeistons labeled. And just so you know, the chipset, if you do change it, it does not include the middle piece as a piece, so you need to keep that in mind, that that is a separate piece. Now, the additional side pieces all have a base stat. So this top left one's Heavy Trooper Attack, this one's Heavy Trooper HP, this one's also a Heavy Trooper HP. This one up here is all unit attack, all unit HP, all unit HP. So the top 2 are attack, the bottom 4 are HP. But each chip has its own random stats. So how these random stats work is the ones on the left are only for Heavy Trooper, and that goes for all the chips too. Their base stats are all Heavy Trooper. The ones on the right are all troop based. So they're all unit increase attack, all unit increase HP, all unit invisibility, things like that. So invulnerability, sorry, not invisibility. And if you want to see which ones you're able to get, to possibly see which ones would be the best, you can hit the little eye next to random stat and it shows you, kind of based upon previous knowledge of everything top war related. Your best are going to be damage increase and decrease damage taken, possibly Heavy Trooper attack and Heavy Trooper damage increase for the trooper ones. And then on the right side, it's going to be probably all unit damage increase, and then your force damage increase would be the best ones to have. But I don't know how rare those are going to be to get, because you can see I have a Navy damage right there, and then all unit right there. So it does seem like they are pretty random, being that the more difficult ones I have a couple of, just kind of placing them in. So that's step 1. Now step 2 is, you, depending on if you want to use this Earthshaker just primarily for one force, or if you want to mix it up, you may need to use your chips differently. So these chips are upgradable. So the ones on the outside are upgradable. The one in the middle is set in stone. However it is how it is. So how these work is, say you want to increase this. I'm going to increase my Heavy Trooper attack. I want to increase this one. So I can hit this upgrade button on it, and it will bring me in here to the different chips that I can basically sacrifice to upgrade it. These chips, once you sacrifice them, they're gone. So similar to when you merge different 3 things into one, once you do it, you're done. So something I'm also going to point out, and I already tested this. So this gray chip right here is worth 160 now, and this blue chip's worth X amount. If I put those together, the 2 amounts do not combine. It's kind of a percentage. So I would say upgrade with caution, but definitely upgrade things that you know are going to be useful to you. So for me, I know all unit damage increase would be good, so I'm going to hit upgrade. I'm going to click on the chip, and then down, I'm going to click on this first chip that I'm going to get rid of, and then down at the bottom, I'm going to hit the upgrade button. So now that chip has been leveled up. You don't need to use the same directional chip to upgrade. It can be any of them. I would highly suggest getting rid of these star ones once as you go, because those ones aren't upgradable, and you're probably only going to want 1 or 2 of them, since the random stat is going to be kind of sort of what you're going to base it on. So you're probably going to be looking for your all unit damage or your troop damage type of thing for the middle one. You'll also, I didn't mention this, but you'll notice each of the chips is pointing a different direction. They're in locations based upon which direction. So you can only equip that directional chip in that slot. So that is the chip setup. So now once you have your trooper set up, and I want to point out that down here at the bottom, you'll see that they are coming soon. So there may be additional heavy troopers coming out. So keep that in mind as you're using chips, as you're using your skill books and things like that. That's a possibility. There might be another one coming. Don't know when it would come, but it's a possibility. So after that, you can come out into your to-do list, and right at the top, there's a heavy troop simulator. So how this works is you hit challenge, you place your heavy trooper. You're going to want to make sure that he's the same force as your heroes. So right now mine's on army, so I have my army heroes in. And then you hit battle. This is a PvP battle, so you definitely are going to want to make sure that you have your PvP comps on. Not sure if it affects the battle or not, or the outcome of it, but I would make sure you have your PvP comps on, just based upon the fact that your heavy trooper does use the HP and attack and the stats from that tile. So basically it takes your 23 stack of, in this case, army tanks, and it combines everything into just one troop. So you'll see that my trooper here is going to fight for a while. I'm not going to sit here and watch the whole thing. You do get your triggers from your heroes based from your heavy trooper, so keep that in mind as you're doing this also. That obviously you're going to want to probably use whatever you use on your sand table or world boss. Once you have beaten it, you'll see you'll get a variety of different chips that you can use, and then you get a variety of different experience. So that's that. As you complete these, up in the right hand corner here, there is a little present that you can buy an additional pass for if you want to take an extra shot at it. And then down here, right in this preview, you can hit this little present, and there are different rewards for how many different challenges you do. It looks like once you hit 30 challenges, you will get an AI core that you can equip. Something I did read that is if you do get a module that you've already installed into your trooper, you will get refunded in gems instead of nothing. So that's in the heavy trooper I button there. So that is how he works. If you are looking to add him to your march, we will show you that quickly. I have a task I can do right here, so I'll hit attack. You can hit onto your march and you just remove a tile, and there he goes. So right now he's army, so technically this is still 2 forces. I could make it all boats besides him, and then it would still be 2 forces. So just kind of keep that in mind as you're trying to plan things. You just put him in the slot, he sends out, and he attacks. I just kind of based on the stats of him and how you just saw in this little heavy troop simulator how much damage he did. He's probably going to need to be in every march moving forward. Oops, sorry. I keep clicking the wrong spot. But that is him. And then if you hit on attribute here, you can see now that he is a heavy troop. It does show what you have equipped and your skills and your chips, so your opponent can see it when they look at your battle report. So that is pretty much all I have on the heavy trooper. That's how he works. My suggestions. I see him being a really cool tool to mix and match things with. So instead of sending out all tanks and planes, you could possibly make him a plane and then send him out. But I definitely see you wanting to have him as your main force. So if you're sending an army march, to make sure he's army, because those stat boosts affect him as well as your troops. So you'll definitely want to make sure that your super buffed troop basically is going to be even stronger. Because remember, he does have those extra chips that will give him additional bonus stats. So one last thing is make sure you go into your backpack and open these little cells up. These little cells will give you more chips. You can just hit install from there, and then also make sure you go into your event right underneath your PFP, hit the heavy troop simulator, and as you do these things, you will be able to click right here as you do the various challenges. They're also in here as you do the modules. I've already done all the modules, so I don't have them up here anymore. But keep that in mind, that to go in there and do that, you can get some extra chips and be able to use those functionally with your troops. So with that, I just want to put out a little APB that if you are in a lame server and you guys are kind of looking to progress in the world of Top War, server 1545 is recruiting. So if you're interested, please IM me on Discord. My Discord link is in the description that brings you to my chat. You can find me there. I'm also in all the main Top War chats, so if you find me there, it should be just under Famine. You can reach out to me and I'll get you hooked up with the appropriate people to enhance your Top War experience. So with that, have a good one.